Hey everyone, just want to say hello. We're gonna wait a few more minutes here. We're still only 35 participants. If you could just take the time to open up a blank file in Microsoft Word, or just prepare yourself, and I'll give another few more minutes, and then we will get right into it. I hope everyone is well. Yes, the audio is on. I am just waiting, giving a few more minutes. Hey, how's everyone doing? Did it mute me again? Okay. All right, I'll just give it a few more minutes until we get a few, I'll give it till 8:10, as I mentioned on the page there. Hope everyone had a very nice extended break, though I kind of was getting into it with the first two sessions, getting into a groove, and then we took a break. But I hope everyone enjoyed the extended weekend. You had a nice barbecue yesterday. Good for you. I enjoyed one myself. So we'll give it another minute. I'll just go back on mute. Okay. There's no formal introductions anymore. I think we're three classes deep in here, and this is officially the last module for Microsoft Word. I hope everyone has learned a lot so far, and it is my hope that after this class and after this these sessions here, everyone could at least rate themselves a 4 in their confidence and in their expertise in Word. I hope you've gained tools to better navigate and to really make some really nice documents, articles, and today, what we're going to do is, let me show you the sample. This is actually starting to get, we're starting to leverage a lot more enhanced tools, and I'm excited about this class because we'll be able to learn some really cool features. Give me a second here. Let me find that page. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so today we are going to be learning how to make a letter header, a business letter, which includes a letterhead. We'll go through how to create just one envelope with a printed return address as well as a labeling, a mailing address. And we will learn how to create a letter header, which is a fantastic tool and skill to know if you have any business and you want to keep the letterhead on top on every single document. You don't have to pay a lot of money for a graphic designer, or you could be that graphic designer. And you don't have to buy pages that have it on already. You could design it in a way that you save that letter header page and you have it on every page that you print out. And we'll have the date. We'll learn how to enter a date. Here's a little paragraph here. We'll enter a table into the page as well. We have some tabs which we've learned in the past how to do. And then we will learn how to create these really cool looking tables here in Word, and it actually is part of the Word feature. Now I know people have different versions of Word. I believe the one I have is 2016, so it's a pretty recent one. I don't know how recent the Word Art, this is Word Art feature. But in any case, we'll go through each of these steps, and it should take us till the end of the class. And of course, I will move through each session. I'll make sure to repeat it a number of times as I'm going. So my goal really is that everyone should be able to keep pace throughout the video itself and only have to watch the live version just as a refresher and not dependent on it to actually learn the skills. So let's go back to Word. I will switch my screen share and get a new share here, and we will go back to the original page. And just another reminder as well, as far as communication-wise, I will be looking at the Q&A for questions geared to me, the instructor, and the chats will be for you guys, the participants. And I guess I'll just, okay, I see the 2 questions here. How many modules for PowerPoint and Excel? There's 3 modules for each. So we could do it depending on how long the class will be, but each part is a 3 module session. So there's 6 more modules. And how do you split the screen? I don't, maybe just drag and use your sizing options on your monitor to help shrink each side of it. That's all I could come up with, unless you have 2 monitors. But if you have 1 monitor, maybe just shrink it halfway. It may cut off something, but at least you'll be able to see what's going on. Okay, here we go. All right, I hope everyone has the Microsoft Word software open. I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to click on New, and I'm going to select a blank document. There we go. All right. So here's my blank document. Let's go through a few of the screen just as a refresher here. Let me just move my little video tab over there so it's not in my way. Okay. So again, we have the home button here. We have all our font, our paragraph, and the formatting. And we will jump right into the top here. What I want to make sure as well, if you see the rulers, ruler on the side, ruler on top. If you don't have it, just follow me. You go to Layout. Sorry. You go to View. So you go to the View right here, and you have Ruler on top. And here's the navigation pane, which we played around with last class. But what's important for this class is to have the ruler. So you have the ruler on top, and you have the ruler on the side. Okay, so just make sure that is there. And we'll get back to that in a second. So now we are going to go back to home, and it's just standard. And there's a few other things I wanted to show you as well. You have in the top right corner here, you have the ribbon display. 1 second. I'm just going to highlight, at least for this part, I'm going to highlight my mouse a little bit. Okay, so this part right here, okay, this is the ribbon options to this top here. So sometimes you may come in, which has happened to me before and it drives me crazy. So you'll come into your Word document and how do I get to my options up on top? And it's extremely annoying to go here, then wait till it pops up. You got to move around, give it a click, then it comes down. So this gives you that option. Otherwise, maybe you have a small screen and you want to maximize the amount of visibility you have on your screen as well. So this gives you a few options. One, you have to show the tabs. Sorry, my computer's running a little slow today. So this just has the tab. So if you click on the tab, then it will drop it down with your more options. Otherwise, if you click away, it will just hide. And then the view that I like, just because it helps me see things much quicker, is just show all your tabs and your commands. So here you have it. It's all there static, and it just stays where you left it off. So it just stays on the screen. And again, at the bottom here, we have the different viewing options. We have the reading option, which if you click that, just press escape. You press escape. Then we have the web layout, but we're going to be in the print layout option. Okay. So just another reminder, the view, we have the ruler right here, and make sure your ruler is up on top. And you will find out in just a moment because we're going to be measuring a few things. Okay, now here we go. We are going to go to the Insert tab, Insert right here. Okay, I'm going to change I'm going to click to mouse now. Okay, we're going to click on the Insert tab here. We're going to click on Pictures. Okay, this little picture right here, we're going to insert a picture into our, insert shapes. So we have the pictures, the shapes, Smartart, chart, and screenshot. We have the shapes, okay? So we're going to go to rectangles. So as you can see, there's many shapes, but we're going to click the rectangle shape. Now watch, when I click that and I have these crossbars on my page, that is an indication of where my shape is going to start. Okay, so I'm just going to click it anywhere. It really doesn't matter. But here we go. Now, it doesn't matter what size. You just want to schlep it across. It should look like this. Maybe your default color is a different color. it doesn't really matter. But what's important is that we want to get an exact shape. Now, I could spend all day trying to, you know, move this around, up and down, measuring here and there if it looks right. Or what I can do is, in the format tool, because when I click on this picture, it automatically shows me the format tool. So I have drawing tools to format, and I have more, I have the shape styles, I have the word art styles, and then I have wrapping. And then here on the side, I actually have size, okay? So to get the exact size of what you want to do, you want to type in, I just want to see the exact size they put here. Okay, so for the height, I want it to be a ½ inch, so 0.5, okay? So just type 0.5 up in the corner by the height, and then the width, I want it to be 5 inches, okay? So right now it's at 517. I could just click on a 5, click away, and there you have it. That's exactly, if I click it again, you'll see, go back to format, it's a ½ inch high and 5 inches wide, okay? And here you have format shape here as well as a shortcut, which I'm not going to use because it's too messy for me. I like to use the top right corner. Okay, so I have now a ½ inch by 5 inch rectangular, which I'm going to use as the border. Now, I want it to be set in a way that it does not get in the way of the pictures. It does not get in the way of the text, okay? So there's two things that I'm going to select, okay? Number one, I want to select, this is regarding text, okay? So you are now telling Word where you want this rectangular to be located when there's text. So you have on the left of text, you see here, do you want it in the center of the text? Where do you want the text to be when there is text around it? Okay, so what I'm going to select is just in line with text. Okay, so it's going to be in line with text. Now, if I go here, I have a few options. I have square, so it's in line with text. So if I were to type, I could start typing. Okay, so I see that it's in line with my text. It's not on top, it's not behind, it's not in front. I want it to be in line. Now, I want to position the text so I could have the square. So square would mean that text would be on top and the bottom and be around it. Tight would be, the text would be wrapped around it. But what I'm looking for is I want top and bottom, okay? So text will be right under it. There's no text going to be on this line. It will immediately go to the next line, okay? So I'm going to go back to, just 1 second here. Okay, so we have these settings, and if I click here, by the way, it shows me right away what I want. I want it in line with text, and I want it top and bottom. Okay, now, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home, and I want to do is a center. I want to center it, so I'm going to go back to format, and I'm going to go position, and I'm going to center it. Okay. So I centered it. Sorry, I may have done that a little quick. I'm gonna go back to format. I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna go to position, and I'm gonna do text in top center with square text wrapping. Okay. So now what happens is my text is there. I'm gonna click on this again, and what I wanted to do, I want the text to be under it. So top and bottom. So when I click on that, it automatically pushes my text to the bottom of the square. Now, I want to add text into this box, because right now if I type, I can't. Oh, how about that? That was a shortcut. But I think I may have clicked it. But if I click here, okay, that was a shortcut, because when I you have an option, I must have hit it, because when you have an option by format, you have this option here to add text into it. Let me Control Z it again. Okay, might as well do that. There we go. Okay, so here there's no text inside. So I'm going to right click and then add text, and then that allows me now to text. So what we're going to text is we are going to text Sunset State College. Now, I did send, for those who requested who don't like to type as much as quickly, I did send a document with all your text that you're going to need for this session. So you can just copy and paste. But here's Sunset State College, okay? And that's going to be centered, as we already have defined by the type of shape. If I go back to home as well, you'll see that all my font options are available, and I could just also change the location, but I want format. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to color the box, okay? So here's our color. So remember, click on the box, you get your formats. Just click on down and we'll give you more options. I think the color that we're going to choose is orange. Orange accent 2. Okay, that's here. You could choose whatever you want if you're not such a fan of that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to choose an outline. Oops, no, sorry. For the shape outline, we're going to choose is, sorry. I normally have more, hold on. Where did it go? Oh, here we go, sorry. So we're gonna go to the shape effects and we're gonna click on glow, okay? Now this gives a little hue around the edge of the box. What we're going to click is the gold accent color 4, okay? So if you notice, it's a little hue around the side, okay? Let me just make sure, oops, I clicked the wrong one. Sorry, there we go, okay. Let me zoom in a little bit. I think I lost my hue there. Must have unclicked it. Oh, yeah, I forgot to click it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now you see a little hue. How did I do that? I went to my format and shape effects. I click on glow, and you know there's a whole bunch of options there. And here, there's different things you can do, make it really fancy. But we're gonna keep it pretty basic with just a little yellow hue around it. Okay, now we're going to come back to this text, okay? So we're going to highlight this text, double click that, triple click it, or you could just slap it across. And we are going to choose a different size font. So right now it's on Calibri. What I want to be at a 24 font size, okay? 24 points. So a quick way, you could just go up here and just click. It goes in the preset styles. Just click until you hit it, and there you go, 24, okay? And that is our name. So right now, this coming shape, we have a nice orange background, a little yellow gold hue around there, and we have the Sunset State College, okay? Okay, again, I see a few things about entering text. Again, you could double click on the image. When you get to format it, you have to be selected on the box itself to get the drawing tools available. Okay, so now we're going to do something new and fresh. We are going to insert a picture and we're going to kind of edit it a little bit. Now, I did send a graphic of an eagle. That's what is chosen. I don't know if you were able to download that or make that available to you on your file itself, but it's pretty much going to be the same for any picture that you choose. You could just copy the formatting that I do. But for those who will be using the eagle, so last time I went on online pictures, right, and searched Bing to find a photo. This one, it's on my computer already. So this device, I'm going to open up my files. And I'm going to go to where, let's go to my documents. Now I have this Microsoft Office class and MS Word. And then this is for class 3. Make sure I name everything so I don't know where, so I know where everything is. Now, as you can see, the only thing available is the picture, because I have files in here also, but it's only looking for pictures that are compatible with Word. So it only shows me the eagle because that's the only picture I have in that folder. So I press insert, and it now, boom, it pops up and it just throws everything into a wrench here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. You see, it just took up everything, took up my entire page. But obviously, I don't want that. I need to shrink it. So for starters, you could just, schlep it and move it. But again, we did learn a trick about sizing. So I know that this, if I look here, I remember that this is 5 inches, half an inch high, right? So I want this to fit into the top as my page header. So I'm going to make this a half an inch high. Now, since it will be proportionate, so I'm going to do a half inch high, and there we go. It will automatically resize it proportionately to be 5 inches all around. So it kept its shape. So whatever the dynamic is, so its real size now is, it's almost an exact square. It's a half an inch high and 0.52 inches wide, okay? Now, remember, what did I do? The same as I did before with this banner. I went to format and I just manipulated the size here. I typed in a half an inch size and there I have it. Now, we want to do a little different format, because you see I'm trying to move this around the picture, around the document. I can't move it. It's just stuck. Okay, so now it comes into play, my picture formatting. So what I wanted to do is, I don't want it in line with text. I want it to be in front of text. Okay, so if I do in front of text, I can now move it around. And now what I want to do is I want to move it right there. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze it in right there. That's where I want it to go. But before I put it there, we're going to do a little bit of formatting. I want it to get into the theme. I want it to get the right color, the right shading. So for that, let's make this 2 inches so it's a little bigger and you could just see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to go to format. I'm going to go to color. Okay, so watch what happens with the color. It automatically takes that picture and then shows me the different options and the colors that I can do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the gold accent for dark. Okay, I'm going to click on that and there we have it. Then what I'm going to do is, for corrections, I want to do it a little faded. Okay, so I'm going to do, let's see, I wanted to do the brightness. I want to make it maybe a little, we're going to do, how about this? We'll get the brightness of 20 and the contrast of 20. Okay, so they're all set up and unified the picture and the design. Okay, so now I can move it around. I'm gonna now resize it again to a 1/2 inch, 0.5. And now it's perfect size. I'm gonna zoom into my screen a little bit. Okay, get that right in there. Okay, so if you realize that we actually have 2 pictures, right? So trust me, I am not interested in now doing that whole process again, but also I gotta flip it to the other way because that's what the logo is. I gotta get one eagle on one side and the other eagle on the right side, and I gotta turn it opposite. So what am I gonna do? So now we're gonna have a copy and paste, okay? So real quick, I have a copy right here. So I'm gonna click on my eagle, right click on my eagle. I get my quick options here. I do a copy, and then I just do, now I have to actually click away from, where, so I guess it's not giving me the option. So what I could do is I could just do the shortcut and just do Control V. So let's do it again, which I like to do, which are great tools. Again, for anyone who has a Mac, I'm sorry, I don't remember what the copy and paste option is. I know it's different. Control C, then click away, Control V, and there I have my duplicate eagle, exactly the same size, exactly the same color. But now, what I want to do is I want to flip it the other way. Now, technically, I could go like this, but it's going to be a mess. I'm going to have to remeasure it and get it right. It's going to take extra time. Time is money. So I'm going to Control Z, return it back. I'm going to go back to the formatting tool. I'm going to come over here to arrange. It's called rotate. I want to flip it horizontally. That's all I do. Boom. And there you have it. Exactly same size, same color, same everything, just looking the other way. All right. And we'll put that right there. Magic. And voila, you have your main picture header. Let's zoom out a little bit to bask in that glory there. It's beautiful. Looks beautiful. Okay, we will take now a moment and save this because we worked so hard. And this is our banner, and I don't want to have to do it again every time. So we'll go to save. We'll go to save as. Go to browse. You know, it will show you the most recent tools. So I'm going to save it in my class folder, class file. And I'm going to call this class 3 letter header. Excuse me. And I'm going to save that. And now you have on top the name of your document. Okay. How are we doing so far? Okay, so I'll see the latest question here. I see it's a few. How do you flip it? So if you just click on the picture and you do a right click, so there's 2 ways to get there. You could right click, then you go into, let me show you again. So you go to size and position, okay? So you have what we played around with was the height and the width, which is also available on the format. And this you lock, this is important because you want it to be proportionate. So if you change one, it will automatically change the other one to keep the proportion of the picture. And then position, this is only the location. Oh, now I'm just confusing myself. I try to get fancy. This is how you size it. It's much easier than that to flip. You go to style. I'm gonna go back to format, and I'm just gonna go to rotate and flip horizontally. And that will give me my live view, and then just flip. And then more rotation options. Oh, so I'm sorry. So here's the rotation. You have to get the exact 90, you have to get the angle. I think it's much easier if you just choose one of the already pre-selected, so you can rotate 90, rotate left 90, flip vertically or flip horizontally, and that will just get you exactly your flip. Yeah, rotation 180 degrees, it's all the same. So Word has, you could use it, you could actually type in the degrees that you want, or you could just use their pre-selected, the most popular rotations, which is, you know, on the quarter. Okay, so we will now continue on to the next part, which is now we're going to type in the address and the information about this company that we just made a header for. Okay, so we're going to start typing Office of Admissions, comma 1001 Canton Avenue, sorry, Canton Street. That's not going to get to the right place. MC 3300, comma Novato, California. Maybe it's Navo, I don't know. 94945. Okay, I'm going to press the space bar there. Now we're going to learn a new, you know, sometimes you see these little fancy little symbols that are put to add prestige to an address or to a title or whatever, just to make it look cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the top. So we were at home because we were busy typing. Now we're going to go to insert, all right, the insert tab, and we're going to go all the way to the end there where it has symbols, okay, the symbol tab, insert a symbol, and we're going to click on the bullet here, okay. So now for those who do not see it on the quick, because this is, and I also had a hard time finding it, because if you click on the more symbols, you'll see there are hundreds, if not thousands, of different symbols to choose from. And how do I find that one little bullet? Because they look, there's so many of these things. So if you notice, each bullet has a number on it. Each bullet has a number on it, okay? So to get that bullet, you could type the character code here. You just write 2022, and then that will find your bullet, the exact one that I used, okay? And there you have it. You have it now entered into here, okay? Now we're going to continue. Press the space bar again, and we're going to type in our phone number, 415-555-0199. Okay, press the space bar. And we are going to insert another symbol, the same symbol. We're going to go back to insert. If you're not there, if you don't have that popped up, we're going to go to symbol, and we are going to select that little guy over there. Okay, we're going to press space, and then we're going to add the website. So it's sunset.edu. .edu. Okay, and there is our address for our Sunset State College. Now, this happened to fit the entire line pretty much equally, but what I want to do is I just want to center it to make sure it's exactly even with the top. So it's exactly centered on my page. Now, what I want to do is I want to add a nice fancy border, under as like to give some difference between our letter header on top and the document under it, okay? So watch. Yeah. We are now going to go to in the home tab. We're going to see this little guy over here. It's called borders. The borders that we surround things with. And we have a lot of options. We have a bottom border, and there we go. We got a top border to go on top, left border, right border, no border, all borders. What we're going to choose, we're going to choose the bottom border. Okay, we're going to select that. Bottom border. Okay. Now, we have a nice line under. Now, I want to begin the business document. Okay. So I'm going to press enter. No, what am I going to do? How am I going to get this line out of here? Okay. So it's very simple. We learned this feature in last class. What I want to do is I want to remove the formatting. I want to reset all the format because we have a lot of formatting going on here. We have the underline, we have the center. I want it back to square one. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go back to the font area on home, and here's this little button here. It's called clear all formatting. I'm going to click on that. Sorry, I clicked on it too soon. I'm going to press enter. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that, and so now it returns to the original formatting, and it retains all the formatting beforehand. So let me show you again. Okay, if I press enter, it will continue the formatting of the previous line. But what I want to do is I want to start a new page. I want to keep it separate. So what I want to do is I want to remove all the formatting and start anew. So I go to home, by the font, clear formatting, and there I have it. Now I'm ready to start my document. And while you're at it, you could just for shortcut do Control S at the same time, and you'll see I just saved it. So make sure you save it. Okay, just to help. First, for the picture, if it's stuck in the page, you just want to change the formatting. You click on here, and you want to make sure that it's in front of text, and you can move it around wherever you want. That's how you want to select the text wrapping. So then you can bring it up to the top. Okay, so again, when you to move the text box or the picture around, you need to make sure you choose the right formatting. So if you choose the in front text with text wrapping, then that will allow you to drag it anywhere on the page because it's always going to be in front of it's not part of any formatting in the page, and it will allow you to move it around. As far as, okay, so if you're still stuck in here, if you're still stuck in your box, you just click out. I mean, that's pretty much it. you should be able to just click out of the box and you'll get your blinking cursor to continue typing. Okay, so far so good. All right, just to give you, that's what it really looks like. Looks much nicer, but I think it's important even for me to see the formatting so I know where I'm at. Okay, so now we are going to do a little typing, but beforehand, I want to move the tab. So now if I click the tab button, that's a standard indent of a paragraph, okay? But what I want to do is I want to put up the date and I want it to be at 3.5 inches into the page as the tab, okay? So this is where the ruler comes in. If you don't have your ruler yet, just go to view, click on ruler, okay? There you have the ruler and you have these margin, these paragraph options here, okay? First line indent, and then you have left indent, okay? So I'm gonna go back to home. What I wanna do is I'm gonna click on the 3.5 inch point. I can just double click it. Okay, so this pulls up my options, the layout, and here I have control of the margins. But it's easier if I could just schlep. So what I would do is I would just, first line indent, I just move it over to, one second, let me see here. I just want to try something. Oops. Okay, so this is, if you see here in the corner, I could change what it is going to be selected for indent. What I want to click actually is my tab button, which is, one second, there. So when it's on a little right angle, okay, little right angle is going to mark my tab. You see that little mark there? That's where my tab, my left tab. Okay, so if I click my left tab, it automatically goes to that line. Okay, and then I go back here. So what did I do? I click on this. This point chooses what I want to move on my page, how I want that tab to react. So I think it's hard to see just because, oh, I keep missing it. There we go. Okay. So now I'll press tab and I'm going to add, sorry, not yet. I'm going to do one more down. Now we're going to tab it. Okay. Now I want to enter today's date. Okay. So yeah, I could enter today's date by typing 5/13/2020, but we have a feature that enters it for me. So it will automatically set it as a certain default. And I'm going to click on May 13th, 2020. I click on that and there you have it. I have inserted my date of today. So again, what did I do? And it's just regular text, so I could delete it. Okay. Again, I'm going to go back here. I have my tab that's set here because I wanted at 3.5 inches. Press tab. I'm now at 3.5 inches into the page. I'm going to go to my insert, click on date, and click on May 13th. And there I have the date entered in that exact format. Okay. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next line. So I press enter, and now it gets me into this line. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to keep the lines. I want to. Okay, one second here. Okay, so now I'm going to start typing, but what I want to do as far as typing, I want to not bring any, I don't want any spaces, because if I type here, I'll type in Mr. Caleb, oops, that's not Mr. Caleb Thomas, press enter. 982 Bartlett Street. Okay, I don't need it to be that apart. So I want to format this to be, where is it? No, it is by layout. Where is it? I had it before. I'm sorry. Here we go. Sorry. So I want no spacing. So here, the normal will give me 1.5 spacing. I want no spacing, so it's tight together. So it's much closer together. It takes up less room on the page. Okay, so if I do normal, now again, since I didn't highlight on my font, it's not going to select that change. But since I'm highlighted on it now, I want the no spacing format. Okay, so now if I continue, it will continue that format. So I'm going to do Live Oak, Live Oak, California, 95953. And that is the end of my salutation there. So I will press enter and press enter again. So now I have my address and who I am. Okay, as far as the tab and everything else, we actually get back to it again, and how do you change the first line indent. So we're gonna get back to that a little later on, and I'll touch upon that again. Okay, so now we're gonna write the letter. So we're gonna write Dear Caleb. And again, for those who have the text, you're more than welcome to copy and paste. Just congratulations on your admission to the School of the Liberal Arts of Science at Sunset State for the fall semester of 2021. On behalf, oh, I'm not doing too bad with my spelling. Oh, but I did make a mistake there. Just a second. On behalf of our students, faculty, and staff, I welcome you to our academic community, period. Our decision to admit you to our college is an acknowledgement of your potential and our confidence in you as a valuable addition to our student body. Okay, how did I do? Okay, not too bad. All right, so I'm going to remove the formatting here because it's hard to read. So here, I obviously added a space there. Congratulations, your admission to the School of the Liberal Arts of Science. Is that School of the or School of? Yeah, not of the. School of the Liberal Arts of Science. For the fall, okay, students. Nope, that's incorrect. Students. Students. Okay. Potential. Additional. Okay, to our no, that doesn't make sense. To our student body. Okay. No, excuse me. Okay, so now we have that. Now, press return. I'm going to add the formatting. Press return again. We would like to inform you of important upcoming dates, colon. Okay. So far, so good? Okay. Okay. Now, we are going to add a table. Now, for those familiar with Excel, that's what Excel is. But here, we just want to basically do a little table that just fits right into this page. Nothing fancy, just we're gonna show some nice dates in it, okay? So Word has this ability to enter a table, exactly the specification and sizes that you need. So right here by insert, you have a table. Now watch, okay? So now you could literally just drag over here, and with the live view, I see what it takes. So what I'm gonna do for starters, because I want you to watch how to manipulate it, we're gonna start with a 3x1. So 3 columns, 1 row, okay? Click on that, and there it is live in your page. So now you have a 1 column, 1 row with 3 columns, okay? And what you will also notice when you click on this, you have this whole new option, table tools. You have design and you have layout, okay, that are exclusive for this table, okay? And here you have the markers of where each cell starts, where it ends, and right now, this is the whole thing. So we're gonna start entering data. So I'm gonna make sure my cursor is in the first column, and I'm gonna write there date, okay? Now, I could click to the next one, but that is definitely a little annoying, especially if if it's a lot of rows to constantly click, and I'm only writing 1 word. So a quick way to go to the next column would be tab. If I click tab, it will take me to the next column. So tab gets me to the next column, and now I'm going to type event, okay? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click the tab button again, and I'm going to write notes. Okay, now if I press enter, I don't want to do that because I want to add another row. I don't want to add more room in that box. I want to keep it even. So I'm going to go to layout, and I have a bunch of options here in layout. One of them is rows and columns. And here what I'd like to do is I want to insert below, okay? Insert and boom, I just insert exact same row and column as the above one. Now we're going to continue typing. So in the first box, we're going to write some dates. So July 12th-16 and July 19-23. Okay, that's my dates. Now I'm going to tab it to get me into my events column, and I'm going to type orientation orientation and registration. Okay, orientation and registration. Then I'm going to click tab again, and I'm going to type see brief schedule on the next page. And that's done. So first, I realized that I wanted to see brief schedule. Oh, that's what they do, because I didn't want to go an extra line. So they got it to the T. There we go. Exactly enough room. Now, for those who ask how to add a column, here we go. You ready? I click on it. I click on my box because this is what I want Word to work on. When I click on that, I get my table tools. I have my design and I have my layout. I'm going to go to my layout and I'm going to go to rows and columns here, and I'm going to click on insert below. Insert below, and there I have another row to type on. And now I'm going to write the dates. August 16-17. August 16, August 16-17. Then I'm going to do tab for the next column, move, and then I'm going to do dash in days. Then I'm going to tab again for the last, assigned by housing services. Okay. Now, I'm done with that. I'm going to add now another insert layout, design tools layout, insert below, another row. Now we're going to do this again. Type August 23, tab, fall term begins, tab, get me the next column, first day of classes. Okay. So now we want it to look nice. Okay, so we got our dates, we have it all organized, but now we want it to look nice. Okay, so here we're going to go to the design. Okay, so table style options. So here you have different options in how it will design it. So I want to remove first column, but if you notice on the designs that it reviews, when I click on first column, it creates like a line in the front to separate the first column and the others. But I don't want that. I want it just to give more attention to the top, and then everyone can see the dates under it. So I unselect the first column. Now I want to show myself more options. And what I want to do is I want to select, which one did they select? Okay. They want to select the gold table 1, accent 2. All right, well, we could, this is, oh, because it's still from the last. All right, well, we'll work with this. Light, accent. Okay. So now I selected my table, and obviously you could do it however you want, but I wanted to keep it with the same theme. So it's going to be yellow as the outlines, and that is my formatting a table. Okay. Okay, so now there's different things that you can do, because now each column you could manipulate on your own. Okay. So if I select here, I get these more tools where you have insert table, above, below, insert below, and there, why did it insert 4? It's because I highlighted 4, so it's just duplicating my selection. So if I only want to do 1, I could just select on 1 and insert 1. I could delete rows. So this has more enhanced options when I'm selecting on a table. Let's see, anything else? Of course, you could change the font color, format. You could change the borders. So we're going to leave that. But now what I realized is we forgot one date. We forgot or I just got an email and I missed a date, or there was another event that was added and it was in between these lines. So what am I going to do? Here's a quick one. I don't know if that's available on all options, but it's nice to have these quick ones, but it's also more important to know where to go if you don't have them. So again, I'm going to go to layout, but here also what I could do is I could just have my cursor here, and I have insert, insert table, insert below, and there I have it, okay? And what I could do also, let's say I'm down here, I'm under the line, I just go here, insert, and I do insert above, and now it's above. Okay, so now I've inserted a row above, and now we're going to type in here August 16-20 tab, welcome week tab. Then we're going to do get schedule during orientation. Okay. And that is our full table of dates that we want. So now let's just zoom out, see how we're looking. Wow, that looks actually very nice. Let's remove the formatting options here, and there we go. That's nice and clean. Great looking. Great job. Okay, so I'll just touch on, there's a few questions here. Number one, the boxes themselves, they should automatically be evened. So the width is automatically even, and the height is automatically even. If you are not fitting your text, I would suggest either maybe you have a space in there that you're not aware of that it's pushing it over, because these texts fit exactly into the width of the column. But again, you could always just shrink your text and that should make it fit. Okay. Okay, I think we're going to move on. So now we're done with this box, and now we're going to continue the letter. So I'm going to bring the formatting back on just to know where we're up to. So I have this table, and now, how did I get back to text? I just click back on the document. So anywhere I click on the document, because again, the table is not taking up anywhere. It's sitting in between, and that's the formatting of a table. It automatically goes in between the text, okay? So here I am, I'm right under the text, okay? So I'm now going to press enter again, okay? So I'm gonna be in the next line, and I want to enter before orientation. We can begin typing because we have a few more instructions for our students. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. So just as a shortcut, you can press Control, and if you have a scroll on your mouse, that will zoom it in. But of course, you also have the option here to zoom up and down, zoom closer and further. Okay, so we want the students to do something beforehand. So before orientation, you must do the following. You must do the following through our campus website. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're now going to do a bullet list, right? So you remember in our first class we did bullets. So one way to do it is a bullet. It automatically gets indented exactly where you want it. A shortcut to that, okay, is you do the asterisk, okay? That is on your numpad on the side on the top right there. It's also located under the 8 button. So if you do Shift 8. Now watch this. It has an auto formatting that if I put the asterisk and I press space, it automatically indents it for me with a bullet. Okay, so now I have my bullets and I'm going to start typing. So complete a housing contract or housing exemption form or housing exemption form. Yeah, that's spelled incorrectly. Okay, now I want to continue my bullets. And again, remember, it's just continuing the formatting. And I want to now write a second line. It says, schedule your math placement exam. Schedule your math placement exam. And then we have one more task we need them to do, and that's reserve your orientation dates. And now I press enter. And if I press enter one more time, it reverts back to the regular margin of the page. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to press enter again. And now we're going to have a closing line. I am confident you, scoot this over so I can see it. You will pursue your passions and accomplish your goals as a Sunset State Flying Eagle. Oh, now we know why they use an eagle. That's the that's their logo. Okay. Okay. For those who wanted to know about tab, we're back at tab. Hope you're all watching. So we're going to adjust the tab because we want it equal. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I want it equal at the 3.5 inch point. Okay. So I have my marker here. I'm going to double click on that. What I'm going to do is when I click, one second. Oops. I'm going to do that again. Hold on. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, I'm going to show you one more time. I know come on, did I miss? I keep missing it. There we go. Okay. So now, okay, remove formatting. I'm going to tap the T. As I tap the tab bar, I'm going to click the 3. There we go. You see? And do it again. As I tab and I double click, do it one more time for you. Look, I press tab. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna remove the formatting. Because it's still there. I'm gonna move the formatting and do it one more time. I'm gonna click on tab and I'm gonna double click the 3.5 inch, and then that moves my tab. So now, if I click tab, it goes down. Do it one more time. Clear formatting. So now I want to tab it, but I want it at the 3.5 inch point. So I'm going to click tab, and I'm going to double click. actually just click on my ruler there at 3.5 inches, and there I have it at the 3.5 inch point, and I will type sincerely, okay, comma. Now, again, my tab is back to normal, and I'm gonna do 3. Oh, but here, you see it also returned back, oh, I know why, because what happened was when I cleared formatting, I also cleared the spacing. So what do? I just go back there, and now let's do it again. Double click here, press enter, and now you see I'm back at the regular formatting, and I'm gonna do three times, then I'm gonna do another tab. See, my tab is still at the same setting, so now I'm gonna be back 3.5 inches in, and I'm going to be Lucy, we want a signature here, Lucy R. period song. I'm gonna press enter, and again, I'm gonna tab it to my 3.5 inch point, give the title Director of Admissions. Okay. We're going to take a 60-second break here because we have finished this page. And I see there's 2. Okay, so answering automatic insert bullet points, I see I have 2 questions here. You press the asterisk. If you type in the asterisk, here, I'll just do it here. If you click an asterisk and you press, man, what happened? Did I lose it? There we go. If I press the asterisk and I press space, it automatically turns that into bullets, okay? Now for paragraphs, again, the bullet number was 2022, 20. Oh, you know what? Let me type that to you. Okay. Again, with paragraph spacing, you have to select all the text in order to get that, in order to basically select previous text if it's not in the format. So if I want all this to be normal text, I click on this, and all that formatting will change. But what I want to do is no spacing. Let me just zoom out so you can see. Oops, that's a little too far. Okay, you can see the whole page. Okay, but if I just want no spacing, what will happen is it will get no spacing. Now, if you notice that this paragraph here did not space, the reason is because the formatting just continued on. It ended where my margin is here. You see here? So if I wanted to extend the words till the end or move it in, I could play around with that, with the margin of where my text finishes on the page. But because there, I'm just gonna Control Z, so it gets me exactly where it was before. But because I never actually press enter in any of these spacing, I never spaced it, it just, the formatting, as soon as it hit the end of the line by the printing margin, it just went on to the next line as a continuous line. And here we just lost, because I played around with it, I just lost my tab, but not a big deal. Just double click on my 3. Sorry. Let me reset this. Click on tab. Then how come is there we go. Okay, now we're back. Okay. Oops. So all that formatting we lost, you see? That's why it's all right, why are you doing that? What is it telling me here? Oh, there we go. Okay, it was. Sorry, I don't know why. Okay, just now it's doing all these things. Change back to tab. Okay, I'm just gonna go manipulate that because I know it should be. There we go. I just pulled that formatting and okay. So that gets me to the bottom of the page. Okay, now we're gonna do a page break. You remember page breaks? Because we wanna now go into the next page, which is gonna be the schedule. Okay, so now I wanna go to insert, and again, my page break, and boom, it is now a page break. I now have a new page. Okay, so we have now completed this document here, and we will move on to the next page. I'm gonna keep moving, and then at the end, we'll finish up any questions. Okay, so now I'm going to view, and I just want one page. So now I wanna see my second page here, okay? Now, we're gonna do a few different things. We are going to go to home. We're going to select the font size and we're going to click on 36. Okay, font size, we want 36. Now we're going to change the color of our font. So we're going to go for this theme, we're going to do orange accent 2. I think that's what they selected over here. Orange accent 2, darker 25. So orange accent 2, darker 25%. I'm going to click on that. Now that is going to be the color of my font. Now I'm going to start typing. Orientation and registration. Okay, now I want to center that. Then I'm going to press enter and type in student. Oh, it's not how you spell student. Student schedule. Now, I want to show you a little cool trick here. Now, I want this to be bold, right? So I'm going to click here. I could either do Control B, that's bold, or I could go up here bold. But now I realized I forgot to do the top bold. Now, yeah, technically I could just double click and do it, but this is just in reference. What you could do is you could format the painter. This format painter, what it does, it copies the exact format of the selected text and it does the exact same thing for the top. So let's say, let's say this is blue and it's, some, random, they gave me this text and, I'm not gonna sit there and try to figure out what that text is, what I have to change, nothing. I just need this exact format. So I just format painter on the highlighted, boom, and then there you have it. It's like gluing, so it's a copy and paste of the format, not the item. So you have Control C, Control V, that you're copy and pasting the content that you took. Formatting painter is you're just copying the formatting, whether it's the color, everything about that text or that picture. The text or the picture, you copy that format. Actually, this is more with text. The formatting picture is something different. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create a border. Okay, now I remember someone asked on the previous, what happens if you want to change the border? Okay, I hope you could still hear me. Okay. Okay, so now you remember what we did last time we played around with borders, it was just underline border. But here what we want to do is we want to do a full box border. But I don't want it just on that. I want it on the whole word here, right? So I'm going to just highlight all the text, because now what Word is going to know is that I want a border around all the text selected. So outside border, watch that. I now have an outside border. Okay, so I will click outside border, but I want it a little fancier. Okay, so I'm going to go to borders and shadings. Okay, now when I go to borders and shadings, it gives me a whole new bunch of different styles and options. And here's the line type. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know what, let's see what it's called. It's called like, I don't know what they call this. It's called dashes. And what I want to do is I want to do a orange. So I'm just going to do regular orange accent 2. And I could change the width. So for the width, I want to do 2.4. Let's see, we go 2.5. No, we're going to go 2.25. 2.25 width. And here it kind of gives you a little a snapshot of what it will look like. And again, here you could control where you want. You could put it in the middle, but we're just going to keep it around, and we're going to do that. And there you have it. There you have the line. Now, you remember what happens now, because I want to start typing and I don't want to border around it. I don't want such big font and I don't want the boldness. What do? I go to clear formatting and boom, there I'm back, and I am with my regular style. Now remember, the default style goes to normal, so it does the 1.5 spaces. I want no spacing, so now I'm going to click no spacing. So all the formatting moving on will have no spacing at all. Okay. We look forward to meeting you! Exclamation point. Oh, sorry, I forgot to enter there. There we go. Below, you will find a general schedule for the 2 days you will be on campus for orientation and registration. Okay. One thing I did forget actually is I wanted to raise the font. So what am I going to do? I'm going to double click, triple click on this selection. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to select size 14 for my font. Now here, we're getting these are some grammar errors, right? What did I do? It's not spelled incorrectly. The blue line is telling me there's something grammatically incorrect with my sentence. So here, meeting you and then space with the exclamation point. No, that doesn't look right. Okay. So here it says will find it. What's the issue? The issue is that I have a space in between. So I'm going to click that, will find, and there we have it, resolved. Here's another suggestion. Watch. Now let's see if it can figure it out. Really? Sometimes it figures out a run-on sentence, but apparently it didn't figure that out. Maybe it's okay. We look forward to meeting you. You will find a general schedule for the 2 days. You will be on campus for orientation and registration. By the way, I'm very aware of the time, and I think, listen, I'm not going to rush the next part, the word art, because I think there's a lot of value to it and understanding it. We'll begin it, we'll insert it, but I'm not going to rush it. So whatever we don't finish tonight, we'll just finish next time, because next time also we're going to start getting into my PowerPoint. So I don't want to rush through anything to get it done, but we'll just keep going and see where we get to. So we're going to finish off with one sentence, one more sentence here. So we're going to press enter, and we are going to type during orientation. Oh, where's the sentence? Here we go. During orientation, we will walk around campus, so please dress accordingly. Okay. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to add, here's 2 days, right? So I want to bold that, okay, to make a little point. Make sure that for 2 days they need to be prepared for. And I'm going to do an underline. Now, if I do an underline bottom, you see what happens is it defaults back to what was originally set up for the previous one. So I don't want that. I want to change it up. So I'm going to go to borders and shading, and I need to change it. So I am going to just remove the top. Sorry, remove the top. And all I want is just, why are you doing that? Why are you apply none? Hold on a second. I just want the bottom. Okay, cancel. What I'm gonna do is remove formatting. That should have, hold on a second. Let me see something here. Oh, sorry, because I am selecting the wrong. I'm selecting the wrong option. I should have went here, and I wanted to go to underline, and then I want to go. Oh, here it's the same style, and then I want to go to more underlines, underline style. So I want to go to our theme. And I want to go also to underline color. There we go. Now I set up that underline, and now what I want to do is I want to copy and format this because I also want to underline here. Okay, and there you have it. I got 2 lines underlined there. Okay. Okay, so I think we're about a wrap here. I don't, what maybe I'm just gonna show you the word art I'm going to show you to enter the word art. You can play around with it, but then I will I guess next Monday we'll pick up. First Control S, save. We'll pick up from the word art. We'll go through that, and then we will move over to PowerPoint. So I will send you all the stuff that you need for the PowerPoint as well. So we're going to do Smartart. Okay. So if you see here, Smartart gives you a lot of prefab pictured lists, which you could use for many applications. And we're going to use ours for a schedule, but here you have list applications, you have a process, how things interact with each other. You see this a lot. You have a cycle, how things cycle throughout things, hierarchy. If you have, you want to show a diagram of, a family tree, relationship, how things coordinate with each other. You have a matrix. You have a pyramid. You got a picture too. This is just, for pictures. You want to create a cool design for pictures. Okay. But we're going to go to we're actually going to click on the list button. Okay, the list button, and we are going to select the horizontal, no, not the horizontal picture list, the grouped list. Okay, so we're going to click on list and the group list, and that will pop in right there. Okay. Now, as you can see, the word art also has on top here the Smartart. We got design over here, and we got formatting here. We have all these new tools that we could start using to design and make this text look really, really cool and really dynamic and pop out. So we're just going to prepare this for our next class, is that we want to delete design format. Okay, we want to delete one box here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just gonna select on the box. You see how it's gonna move away. Then there's the selecting on the box. If you notice, I can select. If I select on the outside, I'm able to catch the box. Okay, so I'm just gonna select on the third box here and just click delete, and that will select one. Delete, and then there we go, and that will now give me two columns. And just for the home, I want to, okay, I want this to be equal, so I want to get at the width of the page, and there you go. So we now have the Smartart ready to go. And for those who want to try it out themselves, you have the text, you could play around with it. We're going to save this. And I would say that is a wrap, because I don't want to rush this. I think there's a lot of very important things to play around with over here. And it will take me definitely more than 20 to 25 minutes to go through that little activity. So thank you everyone for joining. I hope this class was a little easier to follow. I don't know if you could tell, but I did make it a point to go a little slower and be a little more repetitive in the actions, so you have time to let the information settle in, to catch up, not to be so behind. And I do ask, I've been starting at 8:10. I mean, I've been waiting till 8:10. I think already by the fourth class, we're going to start at 8:05, just to give people time, because there is a larger class today. We had 58 people, 58 participants. It is a larger class, so at 8:05, I will just start the class. I will have a follow-up, but just keep in mind, next class is we're going to begin PowerPoint. I will send some documents, some pictures that I would like you to save. But of course, you could go ahead and search pictures as we're moving through the course, but I think it may be quicker and be easier for you if you just save the pictures that I send you on your drive, so you could easily insert them as we move through the class. Let me go ahead and just see. Okay, so I'll go through a few of the questions, but again, this class, again, people ask about the recordings. You'll get the recording afterwards. Again, I hope, let me change the view here just so you can see what we accomplished. I think we did a great job today. I think this looks really, really nice, and it's very cool. You know what really you can do with Word. I mean, Word is not just a typing. You do so much more with it. And yes, I guess next Wednesday we'll be able to learn a lot more. Again, for those who are caught up, you don't have any questions, have an awesome, awesome night. Have a good weekend, have a good Shabbos, and play around with what I sent you as well, because I did send also some original documents, thinking that we would be able to get through this whole class in one class, or one module in one class. So I did already send you some Smartart already pre-configured there that you could play around with it. The Smartart that I selected was under the Smartart that I selected was under the list view. But again, design, you could just change colors. Again, the home, you have the insert here, you have the Smartart, and this will pull up all your different options. And again, I'll show you how to color it, color code it, keep it with the uniform theme, and however else we're going to use it. Thank you. I appreciate the positive feedback. Okay, one second. Okay, again, I really appreciate all feedback, because it helps me just be a better teacher to all of you, because I cannot see you. So, and I know how frustrating that is, because normally in a class you could just raise your hand, or the teacher's walking around and could give that attention to each student accordingly. That is not possible here. So I got to find a rhythm and a balance between moving forward and keeping pace. So I appreciate, and please give the feedback. If, encourage me where I'm doing well, and give me feedback on what you feel can be improved, and we'll just keep getting better from that. So thank you. Okay, let me just go through a few of the questions here. Let's see, the underlined words. Okay, so let me just zoom into underlined words. Let me go back to view. Now I'm just gonna one page. So, okay, so if I wanted to underline a word anywhere, I just go to home, and I could just click on underline, right? If I click on or off, on, off. Shortcut would be Control U. Oh, sorry. So how do I underline? Hello, am I still? Oh, for some reason oh, there we go, okay. So if you're talking about underline, so here, I'm gonna underline these two, underline Control U, but here, I wanna do underline here, and I wanted to do a little color, okay? So I'm gonna select this option here, and then I wanna change the color, so I'm gonna go here, underline color, and I'm just gonna go here, and choose the color, and there I have it. So for these, I'll do the same thing. I'll go here, Now I'll remove the underline and I'll remove the bold. So I'll just go to bold. Then I will click the underline option. I'll select that, the same theme. I'll click on that. Then I will scroll down and it'll give me my underline color. And I will select the orange. And there you have it. It's underlined. When you say how tall is each cell, I think it's default. It's based on the formatting. If I come up here, if I look here, design. No, that is just. Let's see if we go here. So by the way, here's a few: distribute rows evenly, distribute columns evenly. It keeps everything equal. If I do table properties and my row, specify height, it is, so in the specified width here, table properties is specified width. If I go into table properties in my shortcut menu here, it's a 2.16 because it's equally divided over the margin of the page. And for the row, it is automatic based on the font size. So the bigger the font size, the bigger the row. Okay. Yes, the class will be sent out shortly. Usually, I think Shua gets it out within 24 hours because it does actually take time to upload. Just physically, it takes time to upload the class, and then he has to convert it into a viewable file. So yes, you'll get it. Okay, so yes, formatting, and underlining. If I just remove everything, this is just like a regular text right now. And Format Painter will just duplicate whatever I did on this to wherever I drag. So here, look, I selected all this. Now all of that is the same format as the previous. Now I could just Control Z to undo and then go back here. And I want to copy this exact format. I just click and just go here. And there I have it. It's the same format as this page. Okay, so, okay, sorry, this is a question about the eagle icon on the letterhead. Okay, so here, we're just gonna go back up here. I know this is, in general, manipulating and moving around art or clip art. So this is all about the type of setting that you have it. Now, when I click on any type of picture, it always has this little layout options. That's extremely important because that's how you control the way the picture interacts with the page. Okay, so just to give you an example here, right now the position is, if I do inline with text, what happens is now wherever I put it, it's in line with my text. Okay, so I cannot, it's looking at it as though I'm typing it, so it has to be on a line. So wherever I put it, it's just gonna throw everything off. It's gonna play around with the text. Now, based on that, I could play around here. I say, no, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to on top of text, right? So automatically, let me zoom out here a little bit. You'll see, what is it gonna do? So now if I'm in line with text and I click here, it goes on top. If I click here, you can't see it, but if I go here, it goes all the way down to the bottom. So if my position is in line with text, then it will now put it everywhere on top, okay? So I could do anyway. I don't want it in line with text, so I'm gonna reselect that. Oh no, unselect it. There we go. No. Oh, here, this is it. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to unselect that. I want it in front of text. So if I do in front of text, what happens is it now becomes in front of text. So it's not interrupting or disturbing the format of the page, because the way Word is looking at it is that it's in front of the text. So it's not supposed to affect anything. It's not in line with the text, and it's not supposed to be manipulating any part of the text or the way it works. So when I have that, so then I could go to a wrap text, and I just do, I could do it in front of text, okay? And there I have it. So now I could just move this around and put it wherever I want, because, oops, I stretched it out a little bit there. And there you go. I hope that answered your question. Okay, as far as underlining it, you don't have the option to select color. So, I mean, it should be right here. So I don't know why you wouldn't have the option. I think it's pretty standard, but if you have, so here, if you notice by bold and by italic, you don't have the drop down. So if I just click on the U I have here, but if you see here, there's a little selection that allows me to select more. Now, however, though, there may be a different way to do it. If I go like this and I do font, okay? Let me show you again. Okay, this is going to be a different way to find it if you don't have the quick find, all right? So I'm going to remove all the formatting options, and I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go to font. Okay, I'm going to click on font. Okay, so now I have a little more options here. I do an underline style. I have my styles here. Okay, so I'm going to select, I believe it was this one. And now here I should have, it's automatic, which is black. But I want to do the color. And then, oh, and then I could do bold. And there you have it. I hope that answers your question. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so as far as the top stationery be in a header, see, the challenge you're going to come with if it's with a header is that it's going to be on the top. You may lose it on printouts, and you're going to be pushing the margin. You could definitely copy and paste it into a header. We could just go like this. Now watch. Okay, Control C, Control V. So, sorry, I want it to be, nope, wrong one, inline, inline with text, design, and format. What am I doing? Position, I want it to be, for some reason, I don't know. Oh, you see, that's what it does. So now you have it, when you have it on the header, you have it on every single page. So I don't know if that's what you want to be doing. When you have it up here and you have the page break, you have this change. This allows you to, you could just copy or save this document, and then you could just put it on your letter header because you just want it on the first page. You don't want it on every single page and on top of the margin, because you may want to leverage the margin on the second pages for other things. So that's why it would, many times you wouldn't want to do it on your header page as a header. Okay. Okay, so as far as where I got the Eagle pick from, I went online, I downloaded it, and I saved it on my file. But you could take it from this device, or you could just go online, and here it gives me a quick link I've defaulted it. I mean, it defaults it to Bing, but you could add more options, search options, which I didn't bother doing because Bing has been doing a job. But if I just type in eagle and I press enter, this will automatically give me a search of all the eagles, and then I just click on one, I press insert, it gets into my page. So that's how I find, that's how you could locate pictures. If you want to know how to save, that's I guess I'll just tell you, you could right click on the picture on a website and do save as, or you could download it. You always have that option to download it onto your downloads on your web page, and then you could just save as, because you technically, what you have to do anyways, you have to save it as, just like here in Word. If you want to save this in a specific place and it already exists, you have to do save as, and then it allows you to choose where you want to save that as, and then you could choose a folder or a file where you want to save that picture. I hope that answers the question. Okay. Let me just see. Okay, so okay, Nachman, since you asked, I think we're pretty much finished here. Thank you guys, but I guess I'll show you that little trick, because that's something I used to do always in Publisher. I used to use Publisher a lot. But if you want to lock it to keep it all to keep it one together and lock them in position with, so people don't play around with it, you would click on one. Okay, now you press Control. Sorry, click on one. All right. There we go. You click on one and you press Shift. That was the right one. Shift. You hold down Shift, and what will happen is now you notice that all three of the boxes are selected. Now you have Drawing Tools and you have Format. And in both options you have Group. Okay. So what you can do is you click on Group, and what will happen is, which will create other problems, because now that it's grouped, it doesn't, you now removed it away. Now it looks at it as a picture, not as a, oh. So now we're just experimenting here. But now that it reverted back to its formatting. So now what I want to do is I wanted to get it back to the original position. So I want it in line with text, centered, and I want the text to be top and bottom. Okay, so there you go. Now this is one picture as your see, it's a little off there, I noticed that. So yeah, so that would make sense. You want to create one picture and you make it exact one time, and then you just create its own image. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, I guess the one. Okay, so I guess so Naftali, I guess I'll answer your question and then we'll wrap it up. So as far as the difference between wrapping and between position and wrap text, so the position is where it's located on the page in its entirety. Okay, so if I click on this and I do position of the page, it will automatically go to here. This is where it goes in the position of the page. Okay, so if I click here, centered page, it goes in the smack in the middle of the page. If I wanted here in the middle left, or middle bottom, then that's where it will go. That is as far as position, okay? As far as wrap text, the wrap text basically tells Word where you want the text to be in reference to the picture. So if I do behind text, what happens is, if you see, what happens is now the text comes up front, and it comes in front of the picture, because I just told it the wrap texting option is behind the text. So everything's going to be behind. If I do it in front, what happens? Now it blocks all the text. I don't want that to happen. So the type of text I want top and bottom. So nothing's going to get in the way. There's no text that's going to be in line with this picture. Either it's going to be on top of it or under it. So that is a wrap. I hope everyone had a great time. Thank you once again. I look forward to our next session. And I will send out the prep for PowerPoint, okay? Have a wonderful evening and a gute Nacht.